that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Minnesota Vikings and the New Orleans Saints. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Cousins and the Vikings with a 1st and 10.
Hey, we're good.
The first carry down for Dalvin Cook. And they're able to get this one across the 35. The drive starting with a 1st down, 11 yards on that pickup.
And there we see an early burst that makes him one of the leading rushers in the league.
Well, I want you to know, I listened to you yesterday when we were watching film. You said write down the word vision for him. It was on display there, wasn't it?
It certainly was, because he allows the blocks to set up in front of him. And if that continues, it could be a long afternoon for those guys trying to play some defense.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. A 1st down throw for Cousins. And the Saints pressure gets him. Brought down for a sack. Cameron Jordan in there to drop him for his 11th sack of the year. So a tough early challenge here, 2nd and long after the sack. From the gun, here's Cousins. Open here, Adam Thielen. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. They get 14 back, but it leads now to a 3rd down.
That's what I'm talking about. Nice hit, baby. Here we go. Bring the energy. Gun.
Cousins from the gun on 3rd. Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. Touchdown, Vikings. A great play there with touchdown number 20 on the year. And the Vikings have taken a first-quarter lead. Well, he's used to running it that distance. Here he had to catch it, too, before making the run. Heck of a play for the score.
There's not many things better for an offense than a back who is a complete guy who can run it and catch it. And we just saw him complete a big-time play for a touchdown.
That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. On 1st and 10, Bridgewater. He gets this one complete to Traquan Smith. And they work this well upfield across the 45. A good pickup there at 22. So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield. They go play action here on 1st down. And a sideline pass. That's caught by Thomas. A gain of 32 that time.
That was an excellent read right there. Saw cover 1. That means it's just a single high safety. So you know if you throw the ball to the outside part of the field, help is going to be a little bit late getting there. And he puts one out there for a big-time completion.
And into the red zone now. And, Charles, they told us offense in the red zone was a focus this week in practice.
A huge priority, and the key was to get points. So you know that all the time during the week they talked about executing, taking care of the football, no big mistakes. Make sure they put points on the board and come out of it with that.
And he gets it down close to the 10-yard line. A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be second down. Charles, they won last week despite him not running the ball well. They told us need to get him going. Runs like that help.
And they talked to us about leaning on him because, as you noted, last week they didn't have to. Still won the ball game. They leaned on other people to give them the yardage that they needed, but they really want him to be that guy, and that's what they're doing early in this game.
On second down, Kamara. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of 2, now third down.
We all have habits. We can be somewhat predictable, and you know me pretty well on second down and short. What I like to see?
Play action.
Yeah, without a doubt. I thought that was a great spot to call it. Instead, didn't go their way, did it?
No, defense sold out for the run. Worked out well. And he gets the first down yardage he needs before he's brought down at the 6. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a first and goal. They'll run with Chubb. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
They'll try to throw here now. Bridgewater in trouble, and he'll go down back at the 12. Everson Griffin in there to sack him, and that is 10 for him now on the year. Third and long now after the sack, and we'll see if Bridgewater has a response. Out of the gun, Bridgewater. Under pressure again, and down he goes again. Charles, a little bit of feast or famine on this drive. They moved the ball okay, but they've been sacked twice now.
And they've got to figure out how to plug that leak a little bit, right? Keep them away from the quarterback because when he's not being hit, as you mentioned, they're moving the ball well.
So the field goal that cuts the lead in half as they, too, are able to get some points on their initial drive of the game.
Yeah, all in all, a pretty positive response, right, to the points that were scored against them. And they got a little help from their opponent anyway. Missed the conversion, so now they're just 3 back.
And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line. And now out comes Minnesota. And it's only November, but the playoffs, we know how it works. They'll be here before you know it. If it ended today, they would be the number 1 seed.
And that's a great spot to be in, but I love the phrase, if it ended today. And I'll guarantee you, that's what they've discussed in their locker room, in their meeting rooms. Yeah, we know where we'd be if it ended today, but we also know it's not ending today.
Right.
So they've got to continue to play the type of ball that put them in the spot where they're number 1 in their conference.
Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3. Cook. Oh, he's got a little daylight. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. They give him 13 yards there on the play and a fresh set of downs.
So this game's not very far along, and he's already found the end zone once, and now he started this drive with another big gain, another first down run. I've got to wonder if I'm the defensive coordinator, what do I do in this situation? It's only the first quarter, but do I go ahead and sell out and try and slow him down and make him beat me another way? Because the risk is if I don't, he ends up having a monster game.
Some extra space following the display of power. Down just inside the 45. A good run there on first down, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 2. Back now with Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Second quarter begins with the Vikings holding the football. They're looking at a 2nd and short yardage to start things out. play action. Cousins. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes.
You've called plenty of games in your career. Do you believe in momentum, my man?
I do, and I think we're seeing it right here.
Oh, there's no doubt about it. The run that he's been on. How about that? 3 sacks in a game a week ago, and another one right here. Oh, he's feeling it in a big way.
Cousins with work to do after the sack as he brings his guys up on a 3rd and long. From the shotgun, it's Cousins. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. Call it a gain of 3, and that's going to make it 4th down. And he was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. Powers through. Kevin White, the 40, 20, 10, touchdown, New Orleans. Kevin White taking it in. And the Saints are able to strike quickly for 6. And we always talk about kick returns being so exciting on kickoffs. Punt return almost equally exciting.
And typically we talk about the kickoff return being the most exciting 10 seconds in football. Let's just cut it in half for a punt return and make it the most exciting 5 seconds in football. It's a great, glamorous, dashing play.
And the decision to bring it out will cost him about 5 yards as he'll get this only back to the 20. And now out comes Minnesota. And hoping to do better than they did their last possession when they punted the football.
Appeal to the vanity of your offensive line. Tell them that they control your fate. Leverage guys. Win the line of scrimmage. If you do that, you start to win 1st down. You win 2nd down. And guess what? You start accumulating 1st downs. And that's what they need in order to not punt the ball again.
And this is complete to Zach Miller. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. A good pickup there, a 22. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. First down, here's the run with Cook. And a good burst there gets him 7 up to midfield.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on 1st down, that fits the bill.
On 2nd down, Cook. And this time he's not going anywhere. They'll get him down right at the line of scrimmage. Marcus Davenport there to take him down. And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle. That's what we saw right there.
Yeah, that's what their job is. And really, a lot of the time, they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game because you know those defensive ends, they're like in a sprinter stance. They're just headed straight for the quarterback. That was good recognition on that play to hold him to no gain.
That is not going to be any help as they dump him behind the line of scrimmage.
He may be a bit undersized compared to the modern-day NFL defensive tackle, but what he lacks in size, he definitely makes up for in his ability to make tackles in the run game as well.
And not what he was hoping for there as this will hit in the end zone for a touchback. The Saints offense now, they get ready to head back onto the field. And, you know, certainly a lot of football left to be played. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand, they're first place in their division, looking good, looking to be a threat come January.
And let's think about what every team has in their goals, all right? Number 1 goal is what? Make the playoffs. Number 2 goal is win your division. Number 3 goal, and the biggest goal, I think, is to be the highest seed possible that you can be heading into the playoffs so that you can have as many home games as possible to try and get you to the Super Bowl.
And right now fighting for every win possible to try to at least secure home field for the wild card and or divisional round. Now Kamara. And a nice carry there of 15 yards.
At this stage of the game, the run-pass numbers are a little bit out of whack because most of their yardage has come through the air. But in a sense, that just sets things up for big runs like that because the defense might be a little bit off balance. They pick up another 1st down with that run.
Bridgewater. They'll set up the screen now to Kamara. Oh, and now he bowls him over. And they're going to be set up down around the 15-yard line. 23 yards on the play. That opening drive rhythm continues right into play number 3.
Whatever they decided that they wanted to run before the game, it's working pretty well for them right now. Moving the ball downfield at a nice rate. And guess what? I think the chain crew might have to get a little oxygen over there. They have to keep moving downfield with first downs on each play.
And now Bridgewater going to turn and take a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter.
Delta. Get wide now. Hey, pull down. 20. Right there. 54 Mike. Hey.
Now a first down carry. It's Kamara. And he'll take it into the end zone for the Saints touchdown. A great effort there. His 11th touchdown of the year. And the Saints now add 6 to their lead. Extra point was hooking, but he does make it through. And that pushes the lead up to 11. Morstead, the punter, out to kick it off. That's fielded in the end zone. And this return net's positive as he gets past the 25 and up to the 27-yard line. Now the Vikings offense works their way back onto the field. And with this deficit, you can't have too many more drives like the last drive where you had to punt it away.
You know what I would tell my offense right here? The punter doesn't exist, guys. He doesn't even exist. He's not a team anymore. I just cut him, all right? So you've got to go out and create some offense for us here and give us some points. No way does that guy get on the field on this drive.
Poor punter.
Yeah, it wasn't his fault. But listen, there's going to be casualties at times. We're trying to win a game.
No gain on the play. It'll be second down.
No gain on that run, and while the team is down, there's still time to come back and win the football game. If I'm the offensive coordinator, though, I've got to think about moving at a faster pace and maybe opening things up a little bit and throwing it a little bit more.
The rush defense stout on first down. Here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. To throw is Cousins. Oh, nearly picked. Almost intercepted, but he couldn't hang on, and it's 3rd down. So 1:56 to play in this first half. We're back to New Orleans after this. The Vikings on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. Handoff comes to Cook. And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. And the Saints signal for another timeout. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. Here's Drew Kaiser now as he's on to punt for Minnesota. He'll return it from the 6. And when it's said and done, it's a 58-yard punt. And the Saints will take over with a 1st and 10 deep in their own territory. Now the Saints, they trot their offense out here. Last time they were out here, they had the benefit of good field position, led to a touchdown. This time, they're going to have to work for it.
They are, but with that last drive that culminated in a touchdown, I think they carry that confidence into this one. It doesn't matter where you start with the football now. They have to feel great about their opportunity.
And now the Vikings are going to stop it here on defense with a timeout as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play.
Hurry up, hurry up, hurry up.
Now a pitch out to Kamara. And able to break 1 tackle, but then quickly brought down. And another timeout called by the Vikings now, as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down.
Here we go, gotta go.
To throw, Bridgewater. On the left side, a catch by White. He's got his first catch here before halftime, and it goes for a 1st down.
I like watching the wide receiver screen because it's a real teamwork play. Because guess what? The guy catching the ball, he'll get all the credit. But how about the people who have to block in front of him, either fellow receivers or offensive linemen? That makes that play a really nice timing play, and sometimes it can break big.
First down, Bridgewater. Drops this off to Kamara out of the backfield. And he's able to get up here to the 26. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big...
The Vikings after him, and they get there for the sack. And play is stopped here. Timeout. It's the defense calling the timeout here, as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. The Saints on third down. They've been okay. 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 8. From the gun, Bridgewater. The open man is Smith. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. A gain of 19 and picking up the first. From the shotgun, it's Bridgewater. And it's knocked away and incomplete. Trey Wayne's the Michigan State man right there in coverage. Defensively, celebration time because they finally forced an incompletion. He was perfect throwing the ball to that point.
Yeah, but from his viewpoint, they didn't force the incompletion. He just missed. That's how hot he is right now, and that's how he wants to continue to throw the ball.
And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. So he loses 3 yards there. Now 3rd down.
Well, that's the big drawback to this play. Even if somehow the quarterback pitches it, he's not immune to the big hit. In this case, he kept it and absorbed it anyway.
3rd and long for Bridgewater. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Harrison Smith. And he's given his guys a shot for late points as they will take over in range for a field goal or maybe more. So even though it's first down, here's the field goal unit on now to try to get 3 before halftime. It'll come from the right hash. It's a 47-yard attempt. So the 3 points here, they're still down, but they put somewhat of a dent into that lead going into the break.
Anything helps when you're trying to chip away at a lead, but they do know that they're going to need a little bit better effort in the second half.
That'll be taken in the end zone. So we have reached halftime here in what's an 8-point game. As we sit, and now due to apparent time constraints, we fast forward to the beginning of the second half. Set now to go for the 3rd quarter. The Saints have the lead and set to receive the kick. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. Out come the Saints now. They'll go on offense first here to begin the 3rd quarter. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the 3rd quarter.
I like the way you term that because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies. Try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
We'll see if they do just that.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
The 2nd down throw for Bridgewater. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Pressure, and that's certainly going to be a key to this game going forward. And that time, they were able to get in there and influence the throw. And remember, quarterbacks got to get rid of it. They don't have the Tucker rule that they can fall back on anymore.
The Saints on 3rd down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This is 3rd and 9. Bridgewater. And he took the contact as he was throwing it, and the ball drops incomplete.
Putting pressure on the guy throwing the football is always good, but when you can couple that with contact on him that leads to an incompletion, as we just saw there, that's winning football.
And the win last week punted 4 times as this one's away. Taking it about the 16. Stephon Diggs. Touchdown, Vikings. Stephon Diggs, 84 yards. And the Vikings are within a 2-point conversion of tying this game.
When you've got a guy that fast back there to receive punts, that's a nightmare for the guy game planning, the special teams coach. It's also a nightmare for the punter. Sometimes they get so nervous that they mishit the ball and kick it right to him.
Still time to work with on the clock, but they wanted the tie now, and they got it.
And I love their aggressiveness. Go ahead and get it done, get the game tied. Now your team has the momentum, and you're staring across the field saying, let's see if you can match us.
That's fielded in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out, a good one, as he's up a yard or two shy of the 30. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Second down, Bridgewater. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Eric Kendricks. And the return will stop right around the 25. Well, when I saw the pressure coming at him, that just looked problematic. Hit him as he threw it, and the interception ensued.
Let me pay homage to the man who stood in this spot before. He always talked about how much pressure is in the face of a guy, and can he step into a throw. And when you can't do that, oftentimes interceptions result.
Trying to fire up that running game with Dalvin Cook, and give him about 3 as he gets it down to the 22-yard line. Now whistles and a timeout. Looks like we've got a Viking slow to get up. While the training staff takes a peek, we'll take a break. Cousins now on second down, and he almost intercepted it. They haven't picked a ball off yet. That probably should have been their first, and it's third down now. In danger of squandering their great field position as they come up on a 3rd and 7. Working out of the gun, Cousins. And that is incomplete. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning, hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces 4th down. Carlson able to put this one through. And with that, they take the lead here, 20-17. They got the interception, but very little movement after, and that forces him to settle for 3. And it does feel like settling when that happens, doesn't it?
It certainly does, but we got to give a lot of credit where it's due, and that's to the defense because they ran onto the field. It's what we call sudden change, right? Interception, you've got to go put out the fire, and they did, holding them to a field goal.
The Saints coming out now to take the field. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. And that one falls incomplete. Looked like he might have had position there, but he couldn't hold on at second down. I know he wants to get his team back in the game, but a 50-50 ball right there that maybe was a little questionable.
Yeah, he's pretty lucky to get that one back. I think that sometimes these quarterbacks play with a lot of confidence,
that borders on arrogance, and that can put your team in some Dutch.
Yeah, especially maybe want to look at some safer routes after the interception he had that ended their last drive. Over the middle to Smith. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. That one good for 16, and the drive will continue. This quarterback now 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he lost the football. And the Vikings pick up the football. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And he'll get in. Touchdown, Minnesota. Carlson on for the PAT. This time, the extra point up and good. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. And now the Saints get set to trot out there. And they weren't on the sidelines for long, but I'll tell you what, I'm glad you and I weren't down there. We could hear them, the coaches from all the way up here. They were adamant, you've got to hold on to the football or else we have no hope.
Yeah, it's easy for me to laugh sitting up here, but you're exactly right. If we were down there, that message would have been received.
Pressure coming from the Vikings, and they get there and bring him down. Sheldon Richardson breaking through to get him for a loss of 7. Now, following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17. Now Bridgewater. Looking long for Thomas. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
And now the 3rd down throw incomplete as well. And that one drops incomplete as he got popped as he was throwing it. Here's Thomas Morstead now. Remember, his first attempt was returned for a touchdown. And he gets this away. Look at this. This is a good one. And he fields it cleanly. Diggs with a good footwork. And he's going to score. It's a Viking touchdown. Stephon Diggs, 84 yards. And the Vikings are going to add on to their lead. A lot of times they want this guy just to try to flip field position. He flipped it all the way into the end zone.
Yeah, the rule of thumb is, can you pick up 10 yards? That's getting a 1st down. Instead, he takes it all the way and provides a big spark for his team.
That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back. Here, this will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Now the Saints offense, they get ready to go back to work here. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means they're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of 1st downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. They go with Chubb on 2nd down. And he'll go down right at the 30-yard line. Sheldon Richardson there to make the play.
Brandon, all things considered, They have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain, considering the blitz that they just had against them.
On third down, it's Nick Chubb. Gets past one man. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. It's a 10-yard pickup, and it moves the chains.
I definitely like the play call. You don't expect it on 3rd and 5, 3rd and 6, do you? You expect a pass play. Had a little courage there to call the run, and boy, they were successful.
And he will be brought down at about the 43 that time. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
Looks like they're establishing a pretty good pattern here because they've been very heavy in the running game on the last 4 plays.
Yeah, you took the words right out of my mouth so far. 4 plays in this drive, all 4 on the ground. And he's going to take this one up only to about the 44-yard line. Ben Gideon in on the stop.
But now they're in a spot that every team tells us when we have our production meetings they don't want to be in 3rd and long. And that's because those back-to-back running plays just didn't accomplish a whole lot.
No gain on the play there. A nice job defensively. And it likely forces a punt situation on 4th.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
Back now here live in New Orleans. It's the Saints who hold the football, but they're trailing as we begin the 4th quarter of play. Their already slim hopes are going to ride on this one. They'll go on 4th down. As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. And it's going to be batted down. It will go the other way with a football. The Saints' decision to go for it backfires. And the Vikings, they have the football now in excellent field position. And on the ground they go with a running back. And he'll go down here at the 35-yard line. That one good for 10 yards. And that'll bring up a 2nd and just about a few inches here. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he works it to the 30-yard line here, right at the 30. And 5 yards on the play there as the drive will continue. Now, I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely. You want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up 2nd down.
You get a tight end like this, and you know he's used to dishing out punishment, but here, he's the one that has to absorb the contact, and as a result, unable to hold on to the football.
Ball on the 30 as they come up 2nd and 10. Throwing again, Cousins on 2nd and 10. And he almost intercepted it. They haven't picked a ball off yet. That probably should have been their first. And it's 3rd down now. The Vikings on 3rd down, just 1 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 10. From the gun, here's Cousins. And that's incomplete. The linebacker, Demario Davis, got a hand in to break that one up.
It's always tough for the guys throwing the football when they think they've got a completion and the ball's almost there, and then someone sneaks a hand or two in and bats it away.
The kick by Carlson is good. And that will push this lead up to 20 now. So it's 3 more points, and that widens this thing out even further here in the fourth.
And you know in this league, you can never have enough points, but this widens it out, as you said, and now it's all about ball control, isn't it?
A second spin.
Turning and turning and turning.
And the decision to bring it out, a good one, as he's up a yard or two shy of the 30. Out is the Saints offense now as they get ready to take over here. And on that last drive, went for it on fourth, turned it over. A good job by their defense, though. They held them to 3, but this offense, they've got to be a little bit better, a little bit more careful here.
And sometimes when you see these calls on fourth down, when they decide to go for it, it's not necessarily the coach saying, I believe in my offense. Sometimes the coach saying, I believe in my defense. I can afford to go for it here, because if we don't get it, I don't think we'll give up more than 3, and that's exactly what happened there.
You think that factored in?
I do. I think that he had that in his mind going into the game, that I'm going to be aggressive on offense because I know I've got a defense that can hold up their end.
Handoff comes to Chubb. He's able to chew up 8 yards on the carry there, but still fourth down upcoming.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I can just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the fourth quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down fourth quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently. Well, at this stage of the game in the second half, down 3 scores, I guess they felt like they needed to push.
And let's face it, with this deficit, if they give up another score here after they didn't get it, does it really matter?
Right.
It really doesn't. They had to go and try and make something happen if they had any chance of winning this game. Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they want to put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
Now a handoff looking right. And an alley to run. And finally down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. 25 yards the pickup there, and also a first down. What makes a draw play like that successful?
Well, we did see where he made the first wave miss, and that was a big part of it. But a lot of it is just being actors back there, making the defense think it's going to be a pass.
They'll give it to him up the middle. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down.
Brandon, it's clearly a running situation when you're up in the fourth quarter. They're going to have to stack the box and make it difficult for them to move the ball.
Made it very difficult right there. Now they need to repeat that effort.
Yeah, bring 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take to slow them down.
Coming up to the line, and they will need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. He'll get it up the middle. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 10 yards. And that is going to set up 3rd and goal. Time for a break. We'll come back and see this one out after this. Well, they held him out on 2nd down, and now here's 3rd and goal. They'll give it to him right up the gut. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Carlson now to kick this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride?
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once. We were down huge, and someone said, Coach, what do you want to call? He just waved a hand like, who cares? Let's get out of here and do something some other time. But some teams like to do something at the end to feel a little bit better as they continue to move forward.
Yeah, probably just want to put this one behind them. Back to the ground. This time it's Chubb. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Give them 11 yards that time and a new set of downs.
We'll definitely see some open running lanes, and he's taking advantage of it right now, but that shouldn't be a surprise. Defense has the lead. They're playing for the pass first.
They'll run. This is Kamara. So he got free of one tackle, but couldn't do a whole lot else. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. One final shot. They'll look to throw. He's going to let it fly. Now that'll be tipped and intercepted. Picked off by Mike Hughes. Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Why were they clicking on offense?
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feel like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
So for the Vikings,